what?
What do you remember of Kira? From the camp when she used to come and visit, do you remember anything
About what?
about Kira? Anything
Kira?
in particular? Yeah.
Well, as I say, I don't remember anything much about Kira, but when she died, we were sent a booklet, that Indian. She wanted to write her memoirs earlier, and her grandson decided that her English isn't perfect. He sent her a ghostwriter, but she didn't write the ghostwriter, so she dropped the project. And then when she was nearly 100 or something, that Indian woman offered to write the book for her. It was very badly produced booklet, but we were sent it. And then when she died, I remember writing an article about her to Polish Daily, and we organized a special meeting for people from India to talk about it, collected some photographs, and her grandson and one of his sons came. The other one, unfortunately, was killed in Bali, when that terrorist thing was there.
Correct.
But Vanda, I know much better. She visited me several times in London, and her son Ashok and his wife and children come to see me. So
Malavika.
we meet with them every time we go to India. We've been there 3 or 4 times after the war.
Great. I think we should go wider and see. And sorry, before we go wider, I wanted you to tell us about home, about the story that you just told us about the little child from the.
Oh,
school
about
teacher's
Appadurai.
house.
You want me to do it now?
Yes, please.
Well, as I said, we had a Polish school. I was in the grammar school. I did my matriculation there. We had Polish teachers for all the subjects except English, because before the war in Poland, we had a choice of French or German, so very few people spoke English. And therefore we had Indian teachers, which were, some were better, some not. The problem was they couldn't keep very good discipline in the classrooms because they were not used to shout at Polish, not white people. But Mr. Appadurai was different. He was a very good teacher indeed. He was a refugee from Burma because, Burma was in war there. He came to Valivade, to our camp, with his wife and 2 small children. The children were too small for school, so they played with our children, and they soon learned Polish, and they started talking Polish to each other. So poor Professor Appadurai used to try to note down what they said and ask his pupils to translate. And then years and years later, when they're all grown up, his son David came to London, and he felt a bit lonely in there, and he worked in library, where he met a Polish girl who told him about the Association of Poles from India. So he joined us, and we had a party and asked him to tell us something about himself. And he said, well, when I came to London, I felt so lonely and so unwanted, and no friends. And then he went to the shop and bought some Polish sausage. And he brought it home and unwrapped it, and it smelled of Valivade, and it smelled of like India. That was nice. It was a smell of home in London. Our Polish sausage was.
Thank you.
Right?